What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Jumping into this episode of GH. I did like the scene between Finn and Chase today. You know, bonding more. I mean, I understand where Chase is coming from because obviously he felt offended that he had no clue about Finn's engagement to Hayden, about her being pregnant, her losing the baby. Like, he felt offended because Finn knows everything about Chase, but Chase really doesn't know all that much about Finn. So he felt offended by that. And I understand that he wanted to know, more about his brother because they're bonding, they're getting to know each other. And Finn knows everything about Chase, so he felt like it was only fair that he knows personal things about his brother, which I get. I totally understand it. But what irritated me was when Finn told him all this information, the first thing he did was tell Willow about it. See, that's what I had a problem with. Why would you sit there? You know how hard it is for Finn to open up to people. He's not a talker. He's not the type to talk about his feelings. And I understand. I totally get it. But for you to sit there, it took a lot for Finn, I'm sure, deep down, it took a lot for him to even tell Chase all this information. And the first thing you do is go tell your girlfriend about it. How do you know he wanted Willow to know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, come on now, Chase, do better. You ain't had no business telling your brother business. He told you because obviously you felt some kind of way, so he opened up to you. But it wasn't your business to tell. Maybe he didn't want your girlfriend to know his business. You know what I mean? Like, put yourself on mute. But anyway, I did like that scene, though. At least they're getting to know each other better and stuff like that. I always like the Robert and Finn scenes. I do. Because a lot of times the banter between them is always fun. But Robert has some new information for Finn, basically. That they have surveillance of Cassandra with some mystery guy. I guess they couldn't make out who he was. Obviously, I'm willing to bet that the mystery guy has to be a Cassandra, clearly. The question is, which Cassandra? I mean, it could be Nicholas. With all this talk of Nicholas, he has to be on his way back because they've been talking about him very frequently lately, more than they have in the first 3 years since he died, supposedly. So, he has to be on his way back, and Tyler Christopher recently did say that he's open, to conversation with, ABC and the producers at GH. He said he's very open. So there is dialogue there. He's not closing the door on the GH return, but, obviously the deal has to be right in order for him to come back. So we might be seeing Nicholas soon. Who knows? Hopefully. So basically, Robert, I get where Robert coming from. He doesn't want Finn a part of this because, Cassandra already has a target on Finn's back as well. She's going to want revenge against him. So obviously Robert and Anna would like to keep Finn away from this situation so that way he don't get himself hurt. Even though Finn can take care of himself, but still, we saw what happened last time. Him and Cassandra crossed paths and stuff. He was at a vulnerability at that point. So, I get where Robert is coming from. That whole Sonny-Robert conversation kind of irritated me because this is why sometimes Sonny gets on my nerves, because he sits there and talk about Shiloh walking around free and he's a criminal. Sonny, shut up. You're the last person to be talking about somebody walking around free. All these crimes you done committed and you still walking around, so shut your mouth. I love how Robert let Sonny know, put him in his place and let him know real quick, like, now that he's the DA, they're going to have to start setting some boundaries. Like, what I'm saying? What they can talk about, what they can't talk about. And I agree. With Robert being the new DA, he doesn't want the public thinking that him and Sonny are buddy-buddy and that Sonny has him in his pocket, because he doesn't. So he wants to set some clear boundaries. And I do agree with that, because obviously at this point now, y'all both are on opposite sides of the law. I mean, shit, even when Robert was working with the WSB, they were on opposite sides of the law. The difference is the WSB didn't care about Sonny's organization. That was for the local PD. You know what I'm saying? Like, Robert and the WSB at the time, they didn't give a damn about the Corinthos organization. They didn't care. They go after international criminals. Sonny's more local. So, you know, he's not on their radar. But now that Robert's the DA working for Port Charles and stuff like that, they got to set those boundaries. You know what I mean? Like, I can't talk about this with you. I can't talk about that with you. I agree. And I'm glad he set that up. And he let them know real quick. So anyway, moving on from that. I freaking love the scenes with the teenagers, the teen gang. I love it. The Scooby-Doo gang. I like it. I am getting tired of hearing Jocelyn whine about Oscar every 5 seconds. I am. I'm being totally honest. But I am sympathetic to her, though. And I just want to say for the record that I think the teenagers, the actors and actresses, I think they're doing a wonderful job with this storyline, to be honest. Because for their age, you know, they're playing the hell out of an emotional storyline. And for them to pull it off at that age, you know, that's amazing. I am happy that, you know, Jocelyn wasn't upset with Cam, because at first I thought she would be. But I'm happy that she's not upset with him about cutting off the locks and stuff to the bridge and all that, because she understood, Trina and all them understood, that he was just doing his community service. He was following orders. That's what his supervisor wanted. And he didn't even know that that's where they put their locks. You know, he didn't know Jocelyn and Oscar had locks on the bridge. He didn't know that. Had he knew that, he would have still cut it, but he would have at least saved it for her. And I love how good of a friend Trina is. You know, Trina's a great friend. Cam and Dev are definitely great friends. Even though him and Jocelyn can't stand each other at this point. But he has been a good friend so far. You know, he's been cool. Jocelyn needs to first of all, before I get into it, that lemonade that they was drinking, I just got to shout out the lemonade. It was looking good. All them fresh lemon slices up in there. That lemonade look good. I'm just saying. I need to make me some. I need to get me some more lemons. I done ran out of lemons and I'm mad. But I had to go to the store and get some more. But anyway, Jocelyn has to realize, like, and I'm glad Trina kept telling her, like, your memories of Oscar are not going to go anywhere. Oscar wants her to live her life. He wants her to move on. He doesn't want her wallowing in pity and, you know, mourning him every day. Like, that's not what he wants. You know, he wants her to get back out there and get an active life and stuff. She's young. You know what I'm saying? She's only 15, 16. Get back out there, live your life. You still have a long life to live. But I understand where she's coming from too, because she's fearful that if she moves on with her life and keeps going and going and doing all these activities and hanging out with her friends, she's going to forget Oscar, which I feel like that's not true. I mean, look at Robin. Her and Stone were super young when Stone died and stuff like that. And Robin still talks about him. She still remembers him. You know what I mean? Like, you never forget somebody like that. You know, never. Especially your first true love and all that. You don't forget that. You never forget it. Even if they don't die and they break up and y'all break up or whatever, you never forget that person. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does. It's impossible. You know what I mean? Like, you can't never forget your first real relationship. You never do. Not unless it was a horrible relationship and you want to forget it, then that's different. But other than that, if it was good and stuff like that, then you're never going to forget it. So Jocelyn's never going to forget Oscar. That's never going to happen. 10 years from now, she can get engaged and married and have a child. She's never going to forget Oscar, ever. You know, at some point in time, she's going to, you know, bring that up. You know, it's going to be a topic of conversation probably in her new relationship at some point. But Dev and Cam, let me just tell y'all, they are one of the best friends you could probably ever have, because I don't know too many people who's going to go to a recycling center or the dump or wherever and go through garbage, like literally hop into a trash dumpster and go dumpster diving for a lock or anything for their friend. Like, how many people would do that for their friend? Getting all dirty and stuff and stinking and smelling like ass, all for a lock. I mean, that's some. You got to applaud that type. I mean, you got to love that kind of friendship and that loyalty, because Dev and Cam really didn't have to do that. You know, they really didn't have to do it. And I applaud it. Because you know, finding real friendship like that and loyalty like that, that's hard to come by. That's a real friend right there. Any friend who's willing to drop their ass into a dumpster for you, looking for a bunch of a lock or whatever, or a key or whatever it is that your friend gonna look for you, a ring, whatever, that's a real friend to me. That's a friend all the way to the end. I'm just saying, because for me, I don't know would I ever do that for a friend. I'm being honest. I might. I don't know. It depends. I mean, I am a real friend to people, though. I really am, but I don't know. I would have a hesitation about it, but I probably would, though. I would. I'm gonna be honest. I would. It's gonna be tough, but I would. Dev sitting there talking about, oh, it's only trash. Dev, then hop your ass in there, then. Well, he actually was gonna go in there, but Cam actually volunteered and stopped him and told him to, you know, talk to the guard. But I'm like, Dev talking about it's only trash. Yeah, okay. He got a point, but I mean, you can always take a shower and wash your clothes and stuff, but still, ugh, you don't know what's in that trash. That ain't all just trash. People be spitting in and ugh. The mere thought of that shit makes me itch. But Cam ended up finding the lock, and you know, it got a little busted up a little bit, but you already know that's a real friend right there. That's true blue right there. I'm just saying, that's a real true blue friend. And you could tell Jocelyn was very appreciative to be hugging that boy. He was all up in that dumpster, and she sat right there and hugged him, smiling, acting like she ain't smell that funk. Now those is real friends right there. I love that friendship. That's a friendship that you really want. You know what I mean? And I love the Trina and Dev dynamic. I really do. I don't know if y'all noticed, but she always called him cousin Dev, and he always called her by her government, like her full name, Trina Robinson. I love that. Their little back and forth. I love it. It's fun. So anyway, moving on from that, I feel bad for Carly and Sonny. I do. Going through this situation with this baby and all that, because it's never easy hearing from the doctor that your child may grow up with special needs. It's never easy, you know, because I have a relative who has Down syndrome and stuff like that. It's not easy, but you know, my cousin still lives a very healthy lifestyle. I remember when he graduated from high school and stuff like that, you know, and he has special needs and stuff like that, but he still lives a very productive, active life. I mean, for parents, it's not easy to see their kids go through that stuff and all that, but you know, you manage, you make it through, you find a way. I could totally understand why Carly asked Jason to keep an eye on Dev more once the baby gets here and stuff, because once that child gets here, Sonny and Carly are not going to have all that much time to keep an eye on Dev. It'll be damn near impossible. You know, he wild. You know what I mean? Like, he's a little bit wild, so it's going to be hard for them to keep up with him once the baby gets here, because a lot of their attention is going to have to go to the baby. They still have Avery. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a lot. Even though they got to pay some attention, obviously they're going to pay attention to Jocelyn and stuff, but the beautiful part is Jocelyn's a teenager, so she got her friends, she got Jax, so they don't have to pay, you know, that much attention to Jocelyn. You know what I mean? Like, because she has everybody else for support too. Michael, Jax, her friends. So it'll be a little bit easier in that department. But with the other two, it's going to be difficult. Plus, Sonny has to still keep an eye out on Mike. You know, it's just a lot. Plus, his business. Carly co-owns the Metro Court. So, you know, a special needs child. It's just going to be a whole lot on their plate. So I can understand why she wants Jason to basically, you know, help out with Dev a little bit, you know, keep an eye on him. I think Dev can learn a lot from Jason, you know, how to be more, I mean, if you're going to be a criminal, you know, even though that's not what Sonny and them want him to be, but I think Jason can set him straight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe polish him up a little bit more, you know what I mean? Like what to say, what not to say, all that kind of stuff. Because you see how Dev be talking in public. Oh, I could steal a car easy. Dev, shut up. Stop saying that. Like, you be all up in public. Oh, I could steal a car easy. Don't say that in public, fool. You don't know who could be listening. The DA could walk right up on you when you said that too. Like, he got to, Jason can help him with that. You know what I mean? Like, just teach him, I think Jason can be like another mentor to him, I think it'll work out though. I think it could. But I felt bad for them in the doctor's office. They found out basically she's going to have a C-section, and they're going to have to wait until her 7th month checkup or whatever to find out more information. My whole thing though, isn't Carly already 7 months? They made it seem like she was 5 months or something. I'm like, ain't she already 7 months? Because she conceived the child New Year's Eve. She should be 7 months because she said her due date was in September. That's almost 2 months away. So she should be at 7 months right now. Going on 7 months. She should be. It's just going to be a lot to take in, but I'm pretty sure that, I like this storyline for them because I could see why it's so hard for Carly, because even though she had difficult pregnancies in the past, all of her kids came out totally healthy. I mean, yeah, Michael had his little heart condition. That was because, he got that from AJ, but, that was something minor that can be fixed. You know what I'm saying? This is more severe than that. This is like a special needs child who's going to need a lot more attention. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot to deal with. So I can understand why Carly is, scared and worried and stuff like that, because this is new territory for her and Sonny. They never had to deal with a special needs child before. You know what I mean? So this is new territory. So I kind of like this for them, because I never thought in a million years Sonny and Carly would have a special needs child. So I'm happy that they wrote that for them and showed the journey that they're going to have to go into with this child. So anyway, Willow, she should have just let Michael talk to Carly or Olivia and get her that job at the Metro Court. A buck's a buck. I understand that she wants to get a job on her own, merits and stuff, and I totally agree with that. But $1's a dollar, and your bills don't stop coming. So you might want to just take the help where you can get it. I'm just saying. Why every time when Chase show up, Michael and Willow are always together? It seems like every time Michael and Willow are together, Chase show up. Please, I just want them to keep the relationships the way that they are. Like, I know everybody's divided, you know what I'm saying? You got some people that want Willow with Michael and, stuff like that. I get it. But for me, I don't know. Like I say, I feel like he got chemistry with both of them. He got chemistry with Sasha. He got chemistry with them. But I like her with Chase, though. I really do. I like that relationship. But I also like her chemistry and her friendship with Michael. But it was cool, though, to see Chase and Willow, exchange I love yous and stuff. That was pretty cool. And I feel like she genuinely meant it when she said she loved him. Like, you can see it on her face. I think she was taken aback when he first told her that he loved her, because she wasn't expecting it. You know what I'm saying? Because usually it takes guys, it depends on the guy, but it usually takes guys a lot longer to say I love you than a woman. You know what I mean? Like, so it depends on the situation and who you're dealing with. But I like that scene. I thought it was cool. I did like the scene between Michael and Jason, where they was talking about after Jason and Drew finished the treehouse at the Quartermains, him and Michael, Jason and Michael could build the treehouse for Avery and the new baby. I thought that was pretty cool. But even though Michael don't know shit about carpentry, I'm like, not many people do. That's what you hire people to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, I don't know nothing about carpentry my damn self. But, I could figure it out. It ain't too hard. You could Google a lot these days. And YouTube a lot of things. Like, that's how I learned how to mess with electrical and stuff. I just YouTubed it. You know what I mean? Like, you just learn things. You can always learn. But, so Michael was getting phone calls from Pettinville from Nell, because it is the anniversary of Jonah's death / birthday. So he was getting calls from Pettinville and stuff like that. I don't blame Michael for not wanting to accept that call, because he feels like it's just another manipulation on her part. And I agree. I think it is. I don't see Nell telling him the truth about this baby. I don't. She's already trying to pump Harmony for information and stuff about Michael, trying to find out what he's been up to, probably who he dating and all that, being all up in his business. I just don't see Nell being so forthcoming with that information. I just feel like Nell is gonna continue to taunt Michael and play games. That's just the type of person she is. You know what I mean? But I have a feeling Michael's definitely gonna accept that phone call to see what she gotta say. Because he's curious. You can see it all over his face. He's definitely curious about it. So anyway, moving on from that. Nina thinks she's so damn smart. But first of all, when did Crimson Magazine become a tabloid, a gossip rag? Because they're sitting there talking about doing pieces on dangerous women and stuff like that. I'm like, this is a fashion magazine. This ain't no tabloid. And I expect this out of Peter and Lulu at the Invader. You know what I mean? Like, why is Crimson doing these kind of stories? They're a fashion magazine. What does that have to do with criminal women? You know what I'm saying? Like, they should stick to what they've been doing instead of trying to turn the magazine into a gossip rag, a cheap gossip rag. But Nina thought she was so damn smart. She was not subtle at all, sitting there talking about something, oh, you already knew about Cassandra and Valentine's past history and stuff. You're making yourself so obvious. Like, stop. You're just giving Jax more ammunition. Then when Jax invited her out to dinner, her and Valentine, she tried to switch it up and invite him and Hayden to Windermere to have dinner. She thought she was so damn smart. She thought she was one step ahead of Jax, and Jax was actually one step ahead of her. He had an ulterior motive himself for asking her and Valentine out for dinner. It's all a part of him and Hayden's plan to get them out to dinner so they could search Windermere. But she just basically, Nina just handed him the keys to the kingdom without even knowing it. Because she just played right into his hands by inviting him and Hayden over to Windermere. Because now they can be in Windermere and they could subtly search for whatever they're looking for. Ain't no telling what they're looking for. This whole time, like, she thinks she's one step ahead of Jax, when in reality, you're probably like 3 or 4 steps behind him. Jax this whole time is playing chess with her ass and she playing checkers and she don't even realize it. Like, he's playing you and you don't see it. Like, come on now. Open your eyes, Nina. For somebody smart, you're acting pretty slow. Like, come on now. Pick it up. Like, you played right into Jax's hands, and I was laughing my ass off about it, too. I'm like, she was sitting there, as soon as she closed the door after Jax left, she's sitting there dancing and stuff like she got one up on Jax. No, you're losing is what you're doing. But, anyway, this was a cool episode. I enjoyed it. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all all thought about this episode. I will see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.